Hi there, my name is Tanga. I hope you are well and you've had a good long Easter weekend. I wanted to jump in today, check in with you, and speak about the topic of change. Now, of course, we've been hearing that a lot recently, but I wanted to speak specifically to that space where you might be feeling a little bit like you've come to the end of the job that you thought was the one that was going to be the one that you finished your working life in. I know I was like that too. When I transitioned from banking into financial counselling, I thought this was going to be the space for me to take through to retirement. But things change. Things change. Sometimes you get to the point where you feel like you've learnt all you can in that space, and that challenge or that growth may have hit this glass ceiling. And I remember a manager had said to me, Tanga, if you don't get a degree, I'm not going to be able to let you go further in the organisation. There's not going to really be a pathway for you. Yeah, it was about 4 years ago. And I remember thinking, okay, so I really explored, because a lot of my experience has been hands-on experience and in-house training. I hadn't really needed to go through and get a university degree or a college degree. And it was only at this point where I felt, wow, I've really challenged myself in this role. And I don't know how much further the pathway for this role goes to. I was looking at my managers and the higher levels of management in this organisation. And I've got to say, there was nothing that inspired me to be like them. In fact, having been from the corporate world background as well, all I could see was this same. So, what I was up against was this dilemma. Well, hold on. If I apply myself to the study, there's still no guarantee of a job coming out of that. And what I was seeing is there were still people coming out with degrees that were struggling to get work. So I came up with this dilemma of, well, how can I grow and expand my skills, my knowledge, in a way that is relevant for today's world in 4 years' time or 8 years' time when I finish my study. I have no problem with studying or expanding my mind. I have no problems with that at all. The challenge that I had was at the end of that, potentially, there was no guarantee of an income. And then the roles that would have been on the plate for me to compete for were not necessarily what I would classify as fulfilling. So just like you're probably sitting there like, wow, I've done all these years in this professional role. I've gotten all these skills. I've gone to study. I've done everything that society said was the right way to move through life and be successful. Why do I still feel this void? And it was through that space of uncertainty, just as you might be sitting right now, just as you're forced to stay home or work from home and social distancing, I'd like to offer you the fact that this potentially is an opportunity. Here's an opportunity where you get to sit in your space and ask yourself, am I really happy doing what I'm doing today? Is this really where I see myself in 5 years' time? And if I'm going to be here in 5 years' time, how fulfilled am I going to be doing the same thing or whatever this pathway would lead to? Where's my heart center in this? So I'd like to offer you three things as you sit with this. It can be really fearful space because our mind is going, I'm too old. I'm too old to start again. What if I was to offer you that question of, hold on, what if I was to sit down and worked out what is it that I'm passionate about? What is it about that job that I love doing and I could do for hours on end and not even notice the time going? If I was given the choice to do this role, is there something within that role that I could extrapolate and say, you know what? I may not see this role as being something I'm going to take for the next few years, but there's this aspect within that that I find taps into my passions. Now, the second question I'd like to ask you is, what if you could take that passion that you can do effortlessly and you could start earning an income from that? Whether it's something that you like doing at home, actually, you might in the morning be an avid cyclist, or you might love fishing, or you might love something craft, or you might love doing, spending time with the children and reading to the children. You might love writing, there could be a whole myriad of things. What if you could take that passion that you're so interested in and actually share those skills with other people in the world? And you could talk about this thing that you take for granted, and you could explain to someone who wants to do it but needs to learn more, and you're just a few steps ahead. What if you could suggest to them books that they could read, or hacks that you've used to make that hobby easier and more affordable? What if you could do that and get paid for it? This, my friend, is where it really blows my mind, and it's a space that I've come to learn in the last 2 years. Now, I go back to the choice that I had to go back to study at uni. I actually decided to study in an education platform that teaches me how to do exactly that. That teaches me how to take the things that I'm passionate about and serve community with it. Actually go and find people who are wanting to learn that skill and then sell that to them, because I'm passionate about it. So I'm giving them more than what they're actually expecting. This is what I'm referring to as this opportunity, that you can use the space to just question whether life before COVID-19 is what you want to continue post-COVID-19. So ask yourself, what if? What if you could take something that you are passionate about and that you know so much about it that you don't understand why people don't get it? It's so easy that you couldn't understand why you would be selling anything about that. Think about what that thing is or group of things are, and then decide if you want to learn how you can share that with the rest of the world and earn an income from it, doing something you absolutely love. I'm going to leave that with you today. Turn the space into an opportunity, because it's there for the taking. All right, have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.